So, Thursday morning, Bill's driving because I can't drive.
Why can't you drive?
Because I can't. I'm 41 and I've never driven in my life.
Not a go-kart?
Not even a go-kart.
Wow.
So, we're heading to the airport now.
I wonder why you're not good at any driving games.
Well, actually, yeah, I'm not good at any driving games.
I was gonna say, let me guess, you're good at demolition derby. That doesn't count.
No, that doesn't count. Probably off-road. Yeah, we're heading to the airport now, guys. So, wish us some luck. How much we got to get on? Our flight's at 12:30. It's 7.
Well, we boarded 12:20, and the flight's like at 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So we have some time. Okay, so we're in Des Moines, Iowa now. We got to get this Uber, pick up Joel, and then we have the final part, which is a 3-hour ride to Ottumwa. And then from there, then we can get this event going.
Well, here we are. What are we? 15 miles from Ottumwa now.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. The Hall of Fame and Museum began in 2010, and here we are in 2018, and nothing's easy, obviously. It is headed in the right direction, but nothing's easy. But I sit here and wonder, did the Baseball Hall of Fame have this much trouble?
Did
Maybe.
it?
I think things have trouble getting started. I think the ignition finally happens, and then things roll forward. It's funny, I'm looking back, one of the last times when Twin Galaxies was here as an arcade that was open was January 1984. And the guy I'm going to see here is a guy that I saw there in 1984, Mike Klug. They say he's already in town. And it's really cool because Mike's become quite a supporter over the years. He comes to most of the events that are here, and people always like to hear the stories of yesterday. I was here in 1984, and Mike Klug, best known for pole position. He's just a flat out overall nice guy, but his game to his name is pole position. And it was amazing when he was here because again, it's January. It was actually January 14th, 1984, and he's playing pole position, and it's a sit down. So what he does is he sits up on the back of the cabinet, and he's got a long stick in his hand, like a broomstick. Okay, and he hits the start button. He's got the gas pressed with the stick, and he's steering with his feet. And the most unbelievable, amazing thing you could imagine, he got a 4th place world record. He got 66,000 steering with his feet. And that was amazing, because 2 minutes prior to that, I guess it's a form of showboat. Not that I'm familiar with that, but showboat.
He should have played Dance Dance Revolution too.
He gets up there and he plays a game of pole position, and we've never seen somebody on this level. He gets over 67,000. You say, what was the exact score? 67,090, I think. But it was 67,000. And his high score was 67,260, I believe.
310.
60.
260, right.
At that time.
Oh.
And what's kind of crazy now is I listen to people now who want to say, oh, that didn't happen. Oh, I can't get that score. Oh, I'm not good enough. Nobody's good enough.
That's the world record?
I don't know.
In half a mile, turn right onto Eddyville Road.
Whatever his world record is,
Mm-hmm.
because other people can't achieve it, they want to say that it can't be done. And I find that so comical, because I stood right there and watched him do exactly what I just told you. It was there. It was real. It was congratulatory. There were all the other players around. And it was another guy,
Take the next right
him and a
onto
guy named
Eddyville
Les,
Road.
who were basically breathing down each other's neck. They both had the same score. It was so close. It was a matter of hundredths of a second off a clock. And so that's the memory that comes back to
Continue
me
for 7 miles.
when I think of Mike Klug. And I'd pick on him and tell him that I want to see him play here again if we have a pole position. But it amazes me that people who weren't here, people who weren't even alive, some of them, they weren't here part of history. They didn't make history. So their answer is, well, we weren't a part of history. We weren't here to see history. So we want to rewrite history. We want to say that this didn't
happen.
Score. This isn't what happened. Even though it's historical here, even though it's documented, even though all of us enjoyed it. And that's like absurd to me. I think back on it, I say to myself, when I was a little kid, I wanted to sit and I wanted to fly in a rocket. I remember the lunar landings and stuff like that. And I wanted to do that. I was born 25 years too late. That's all there is to it. There's nothing I can do about that. So I have to enjoy history. I have to embrace it. It's almost like me saying, well, those guys never went to the moon, so let me go to the moon and I'll be the first one. Let me go to the moon and I'll be ahead of those guys. So it's just kind of funny. That's the story that comes back about Mike Klug in here. And plus he found a girlfriend here. And I remember the girlfriend, I remember the name, and Mike won't remember it. So I'll pick on him for that too, but I'm not telling you that.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about the reason why some of these people are trying to rewrite the history? Why do they contend with what has already been written down, what has already been documented?
I think some people who want to get involved, some people who want to have fun, some people who want to try to be a part of history, it's history in the making, and they play some of the more modern games, and some of them do well at it. There are some that pick up the old games, but I would imagine, if I try not to be too nice, there's a group of people who want to be a part of history. They're even of that age group. Okay, they wish they had the wherewithal then. They wish they had the good fortune, because there is good fortune. I'm not here to lie to you. Okay? They wish they had that success and fun and foresight to do it then, or try to do it then, but they didn't. And that's all there is to it. if they had, then they would get that credit. But they didn't, so they don't get that credit. Somebody else gets that credit. And when you want credit for what somebody else did, when you're angry because somebody else did something and you didn't, when you have that inner anger or even hatred within you and you project that on someone else, there's a word for that. It's called jealousy. And it's a horrible, horrible disease. You know, sometimes people are very fond of a situation, they're very envious, and that's terrific. I fall into that category with a lot of things. But when it turns to jealousy, and that jealousy creates hatred, then really, there's nothing anybody can do to help you. You can pray to God and hope for something good to happen, because you're like a lost soul at that point.
Here I am, heading to the International Video Game Hall of Fame in Ottumwa, Iowa. And I'm just wondering to myself, you know, all these years in gaming, what was it like to grow up in that town? The games that he played, being in Twin Galaxies, and the 16 top gamers for the Life magazine photo shoot and the That's Incredible World Championship. And you know, these guys, they have a certain history that I just don't think I could compare with, because they've just been around. A lot of people take this for granted. You know, I just hope that all the stuff that we do to try to preserve this history isn't lost by the newer members in gaming who choose not to recognize where it all started.